Hello and welcome to Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty. Thank you so much for being here. And first of all, I need to say welcome to new people because I know we have a lot of new people here, and also welcome back to those who have been before. So thank you so much for being here. And let's take a look at what's coming up on today's live. So let's start straight away with Quote Corner, and then after that I'll tell you what else we've got coming up on today's live. So today we have Q&A. We'll do some of that. If we have people in the actual live chat, then we will play a game. And of course, as the title says of today's Friday Friendship Club, we have story time, we have another quiz, and it's Friday, so we have Friday film footage. So look out for all of those within today's live stream. And let's begin straight away with this. So what is today's quiz about? Remember, we have many different subjects for our quizzes and also many different levels from easy to very hard. So look out for those. So today I thought we'd do a section we haven't done yet, and we will do film and TV. And if you're watching this live, put your answers in the chat. If you're watching this back later, let me know in the comments below how many you got right. So the first question, who are the three people needed in a news team? Who are the three people needed in a news team? I'll give you the answers where I finished all the questions. That gives you time to think. The next question, what word describes news reporting that is transmitted as the events unfold? So question 2, what word describes news reporting that is transmitted as the events unfold? Question 3, what was the first film with sound? Was it Casablanca? Was it The Jazz Singer? Or was it Snow White? What was the first film with sound? Was it Casablanca, The Jazz Singer, or Snow White? The next question. Woolly hold can be rearranged to give the name of what huge film industry based in the USA? So an anagram. Woolly hold. It can be rearranged, the letters, to give the name of what huge film industry based in the USA. And the next question. Near which big American city is this industry located? Near which big American city is this industry located? 2 more questions. What nickname is given to India's film industry? What nickname is given to India's film industry? And the last question before I give you the answers is, what name is given to 24-hour news programs? What name is given to 24-hour news programs? Okay, let's go with the answers. The first question was, who are the 3 people needed in a news team? And the answer is reporter, cameraman, and sound recordist. The second question, what word describes news reporting that is transmitted as the events unfold? And of course, the answer is live, as I am now. Even if it's a completely different time in the world to what it is for me now, I am live. The third question was the first film with sound Casablanca, The Jazz Singer, or Snow White? And the answer is, did you get this? The Jazz Singer. Woolly Hold can be rearranged to give the name of what huge film industry based in the USA? I'm sure everyone would have got this. Of course, the answer is Hollywood. The next question was, near which big American city is this industry located? And of course, that's Los Angeles. So well done. What nickname is given to India's film industry? Of course, it's Bollywood. And the last question was, what name is given to 24-hour news programs? Did you get that? The answer is rolling news. Rolling news. Did you get that one? So let me know in the comments what you got of those. And let's go on to the next segment of today's live. So I have a funny story time for you today. They do vary between very serious, very sad, and so on and so forth. But today I have a funny one for you. There was 4 men. 4 men went for a reunion. They hadn't seen each other for about 15 years, and they decided to go into a bar and just have some drinks and catch up with how their lives have progressed. When they got there, they ordered their drinks, and one said, "Oh, I'm just going into the toilet. I'll be back in a minute." And while he was gone, the other said, "Oh, what should we catch up on first?" "Well, we each had a son, so let's say how our sons are doing, what they're doing in life and how their life's progressing." And the first man said, "Yes, my son." He said, "My son is doing so well. He started in car sales, selling cars, and he's progressed so much that not only does he own his own Ferrari now, he also gifted a Ferrari to a special friend of his." And they were like, "Oh, that's really good." And they said to the second man, "What about your son? How is he doing?" And he said, "Well, he started off as a builder and then he became training as an architect. Well, now he's built his own luxurious home. And do you know what? He too has a special friend. We haven't met her yet, but he says he might marry her one day. So the special friend that we're expecting to meet, he has given the partner a luxurious penthouse suite." And they were, "Oh, that's really good." And the third man said, "Yes," he said, "I think my son must be near finding a partner or engagement soon. We're looking forward to it. We don't know who it is, but he keeps talking about a special person in his life. Well, he now has earned so much money that he's got his own private jet. And he too has given his special friend their own private jet. And everyone's like, wow, this is really good. They're doing amazingly well. Anyway, the man returns from the toilet and he said, what are we talking about? And they said, oh, how our sons are progressing in life, how well they've done. They all seem to be looking at new partners in their life. How's your son doing? And he said, oh, my son, yes, he's gay, he said. And they, oh, has he progressed in life? He said, well, he hasn't got much of a job himself, but he said he does very well from different gay friends that he has. He said one gave him a Ferrari, one's given him his own penthouse, and one's given him his own private jet. So who's laughing now at those men? So it just goes to show you money doesn't mean very much at all in life. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, let's go on to this. Now, I know you all love, if you watch my main channel, New Beginnings, my everyday life in rural Cyprus. I know if you watch that, many of you love to see my walks that I do on that channel. And I have a playlist of them, so do go over and look at that if you like what I'm going to share with you now. And I must reiterate that every single walk on my playlist of my walks are all done walking from my house. And I don't go on like really long walks as in distance away. They are all in my village location. I haven't stepped out of my rural abandoned village for any of the walks that you will see on my playlist. I think the playlist is called something like Rural Mountainside Walks, something like that. So do go over to New Beginnings, my everyday life in rural Cyprus, and check them out. I take you to all sorts of places. I take you to abandoned buildings. I just take you through the mountain scenery. I take you to the edge of the forest. So if you love nature and you want to see the real Cyprus, then these are the videos for you. So today I'm going to share one of those videos. So let me just cue it up to play and then I will be with you. Today we're leaving the house, we're going for a little walk around the area. So we'll begin walking down my drive. And this is our bit of land. This isn't access to anywhere other than our house. And we are putting fencing part the way down with a gate, but then leaving the rest of this area open. There are no neighbours in sight. Any of the houses we can see from our house are no residents. They're either empty or just used for weekend retreats. So we get to the end of my plot. This end is the narrowest point of our land. You'll see how thin this end piece is. So we can either go left from here, or where we're going today is down here. Now this is actually a road officially, but it doesn't go anywhere other than residential. So this is only used by about 3 different vehicles because it just goes to some farms down here. So it's not actually used at all. I'll just do a little zoom in to show you in the distance what we can see. It's 7:30 in the morning, so the sun's not up fully and bright yet. So as you can see here, this is the side of our plot. As I say, the absolute narrowest point.
And this is the carob tree where, because the goats chew onto it, it dies. This is why you have fence around partial parts of your land in Cyprus, because you only need to fence in producing trees. You don't always fill in with a fence your whole plot. But these trees don't matter to us, and this old fence was here. Gradually, we will replace the whole fence. So let's walk down here a little bit. Obviously, as you saw, the road was very rocky, so I do apologise if I bounce you around a little bit. So as I say, this is the narrowest part of our plot. I'm trying to watch where my feet go and what I'm doing for you. So here is this gate I talk about at the end of my hugel beds. This was the old driveway into the plot. I'll just have a quick looky over the fence. And as you see, this is where the last ones of my hugels are, by the borehole and the area where the tap is that Mike made for me. So again, we'll just pan round quickly. I just wanted to give you bearings of where I'm walking. That's why I've done that today. So again, it's not full sun yet, so it's still a bit hazy today. So let's continue on down and I'll show you where it goes this direction. By the way, this area after our fence is actually 2 empty plots that no one's interested in. They are both owned. The second one, the man's actually died and has no relatives, and the first one next to our house, he's just got, but he doesn't want anything with it. It's just a thing out here to have land, shows wealth. So there's never really going to be anything there. And then the third plot after there is a house. A man did live there when we first came here, but he's died, and that will never be lived in again because the inheritors actually asked a price for it and somebody offered to buy it for the full price, and then they decided they didn't want to split up the property, selling it and also taking a share. So they decided they wouldn't sell it after all, but they don't live in this country and they've got no intentions of coming and using it. So it's very weird, but that is the only house you actually see from our property. And there's also a house down this little driveway here to the left, but again, this isn't lived in full time. It's just used for weekends and parties. So we'll continue on down. You get quite a nice view here of the sea. So we're heading down towards the sea. We're not going to get that far today. We're just going partially down. It's quite good here. It's a slope, but it's doable. It's more a case of being careful you don't slip on the loose rocks and gravel. It's harder to walk up this area because it's slow incline, but when you walk up it, you realise it's more steep than it looks. So this is the gate into the second empty field before the house that I've just spoken of. There's a little pathway off to my left. Now on the right we're approaching the gates to the house that I've spoken of. When you walk it down, it's actually quite a long way, but when you look at the house, it does seem a lot nearer than it actually is. It's actually quite a long way down. I will do another walk another day round the side of this house so you can see it. He hand built it himself. It's actually quite modern. It's not an old Cypriot house. And again, you might be able to see some of the views in the distance. So carry on walking down. Gets a little bit flatter for a while. As I say, the good thing about where we live, though it's part way up a mountainside, it's not like you've got to tier your garden, because it is quite flat. And I'll just show you the road so you can see it's not used. There's just about 2 tracks there, and the goats use it more than cars, so that gives you a bit of an idea. So again, we have another little pathway up here we can follow one time, but we're going to keep going down. As you can see, it's much flatter now, but we're still very high above the sea level. This is at the end of the house's plot. This is the corner of his fence by this bush, and one time when the grass has died down, I'm going to take you on a lovely walk down this way. When you go down this way, this is the start of the walk to my hiking video that I've done. So I'll put a link to that and you can see that another time. And there's actually the old riverbed. So we will carry on walking down. Again, still nice and flat for a while. You just have to watch that you don't slide on the loose stone. Here you get a view of the bay in the distance. It's very hard to know what time of day to film here, because when the sun's really up and you can see things much clearer and the haze goes, it's too sunny to actually film. So I hope you've got a shot of the bay. That's Avdumu Bay, which is a little drive away, but a nice little beach that locals use. Wild vegetation all around. It's a great area just to walk if you want to go quietly and not talk when you're recording, and you will come across all sorts of wildlife, wild hares, rabbits, snakes if you like. That's why I keep out of the long grass during this time of year. I wouldn't walk in amongst all the big grass. Hope you can see some of the view. I won't know till I edit it. Maybe you can see some of our lovely landscape. It's just so quiet and beautiful here. We're walking down obviously towards where the main roads are to get out and about. So you might start to hear some cars in the far distance, because it's the time of day when all the work traffic goes across, and there's a freeway not far, so it links to that. So you have trucks and things right down the bottom here, but of course where we live you can't hear that, it's too far away. So as you see now, we're approaching some farms. So any fences now are farms, but there's no farms here where people actually live on the farms. So even though we have farms about, they are not residential. We only actually have one full-time resident who is in walking distance to us. Quite a walk, not this direction. I'll do that another time so you can see. And he actually owns a goat farm nearby. It's not the farm where he lives. He's built a house further away on another plot of land. And the goat farm of his is the one I've recorded the baby goats being born. So I'll probably link that as well at the bottom so you can see his baby goats. So again, this is farmland. And then again, you can see the next bit of the walk dips down a little bit. So it's a nice slow incline. So it's perfect for walking. And now you'll see in the distance the British bases, which we are not anything to do with the British bases. And we're not on their land or anything to do with what they call the SBA. We are in Cypriot Republic territory. I'll zoom in on that for you. We have been in there. It's full of graffiti and the like. And when they go for their runs round here, they always throw their water bottles everywhere. So if you happen to see any rubbish water bottles around our area, that's where they've come from. So we have choices of direction again when we get down here. Again, these farmlands, this isn't animals, this one, this is olive trees mostly. You can see all these olive trees. And then there's a driveway here with another farmland. To my left here's another path we could go if we choose to go that way. No, we keep going down I think today. So again, you'll just see tyre marks where vehicles use it to get to different parts of their land. I've got to be careful now because the sun's that way, so that might disrupt the filming. So the reason the hose is all rolled up like this is because they pull them up to plough around their trees, get up all the grasses, and then they lay the hoses again when they want to water. So again, this is another path we could take that takes you to some more farms. Again, no residents. And this farm here is, I think this is all olive trees. Yes, I don't think he has anything else. This is all olive trees. So I'll carry on round here. This gets to the bit that I quite like. Becomes quite meandering. It's more countrified. So we continue around this property of olive trees. And continue with our walk. So again, here we have the choice of going down this way or the way we're going to carry on round this way. The sea beyond. You can see we're already much lower than where I live. All the natural vegetation. You actually see there's a few olive trees dotted about, where the birds obviously have eaten some olives locally and then they fly, they drop some of the seeds. There's also some carob trees in this area, lots of different pines and a whole variety of other natural plants. As you can see, even though we're always going down, we do actually sometimes walk upwards, but it's the amount of gradient that we've already walked down, we reverse. There's a nice shot of the sea through the land. And again, we have a choice whether we follow another track to another farm plot this way or continue down. Nice shot. So it starts to get really nice. There you see this ravine here. Don't know if you can just see before the white rock gravelly bit here. Just down from that. Looks like a ravine, but it's actually where we're going, following the path that we're on now. We actually walk down there. This is quite a nice little area. Colours of that. Very beautiful. Isn't it just so beautiful? So calming. I never meet anybody walking around here. Just hear some voices sometimes in the distance of the farmers. It's one of the things I love the most about here. You can just walk so many different places. As I've said, this is a way to drive 2 hours, but don't be afraid. This isn't the way you would drive if you come to visit us. So if you do come to stay with us, this is not the way you would drive. I'll show you that another time. As I said, this is just access for the local farmers and an option of how you could come to us. We never use this road, so that gives you some idea. Look how beautiful it is. You can just walk anywhere here. Just walk anywhere at all. Here you can see remnants of an old building. Can you see it here? Within an old farm building down there. So you can go and investigate things like this. I have got videos of old abandoned buildings around here. Maybe one time I'll go down there and look at that more. On the other side of the track, that natural landscape. So let's carry on walking down. Now, sorry about the sun. I'll try and walk earlier in the morning so that you can see more than just the streaks of sun. I could just walk out here all day. So beautiful. And this isn't our prettiest area. Let's keep going before the camera runs out. I'll just dip the camera a bit so I don't catch the sun, because I'm now absolutely walking into the sunlight. So a little bit of road for a minute for you. Whoops, I've got to watch. Remember, you're walking on a mountain, Dawn, you are not a goat. Lower that little bit lower. Should get rid of the sunlight. suddenly got very cool here now because I've dipped down from the sun. You can see all the rock fall. And again, if you go off the track, there's lots of nice natural rocks and landscape to look at. So continue. Again, it looks like it goes up. I guarantee we've come down more than we go up. So we are going down towards the sea. As I said in part one, we're not going that far. It is possible to walk there, but you've got to take time and not do it in the heat. We've never walked that far. Mike's not a great walker. I think one day I will try and do it, but that will be more of a winter walk. Definitely not in the summer. Can you see here how you get more of an idea how this is? Mountain that's just been cut away to make a track. You'll see more of this if I come out of my house and go left. You'll see how it's not so much of a track. So we'll go up here. So coming to the top of this little piece, again you have to look out for the beautiful views in between. And again from here we have the choice of going left or continue going down where we're going. Here you start to see how the land's flattening out a bit more, and again some nice peaks of views. It's wonderful landscape. So this is much flatter land here, we're not so high up anymore. So let's walk down a bit more. It's a different view from every part that you walk. And if you come down here in spring, this whole area, everywhere I've walked today, is absolutely full of spring flowers. A nice shot, that is Abdimu Bay again. So here you can see the bay. Hopefully it's come out well. So if we go left here, this is one way we can get to the stables that I'll put a link to in the link below. And if you stay with us at our Airbnb and book through us to go hacking or have lessons, whatever you want, you can have a guided tour of the area on horseback, which is lovely. You get a really good price if you book via us. The stables are nothing to do with us, but the owner is a friend who is very pleased that we're doing Airbnb promoting the land rural in Cyprus. So he does a special deal if you book with the Airbnb through us or the hacking. And he goes out with you if you go do the hacking, and he will show you maybe a goat farm, how they produce the cheese maybe, and other areas. So I think we'll just walk a little further now, just to get to the horse stables and finish our walk there for today. I will continue the walk in another video, maybe coming up from there, or another walk a different direction from our house. So look out for all my other walk videos, and I'll put them in the links below. So I think, although you can get to the stables this way, which is the way I would go, I'll take you just down a little bit more down this road, which will take you onto the main road up, which is the way you would drive to ours, the main road that you're going to see the start of, and then we're finished there. Just look at it, it's so beautiful. So here you can see the arena, the stables. As I say, we're just walking down this bit of road at the side for now. So here's the end of our walk, just as we get to the top here. It goes on to tarmac road or asphalt, and that is a way you would drive up to our house. So the asphalt here, the tarmac, is the road that you would drive up past the stable's main entrance, and the way that you would go from the bottom towards the sea and drive to our house. And as you may get your bearings, you actually drive up and away from our house and then come along the top on a different road that only comes into our village.
So I hope you enjoyed that. I did have to disappear for a while, so I went on to the next one, but at least you got the full walk of that, and you'll see I've got Fossil. Yeah. Oh, and Mr. Colin Waffles is just coming in now. It started to rain, so they're all coming indoors. So I'll finish now. I'll just say goodbye with Mr. Colin Waffles and with Fossil. And don't forget, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up and go and check out New Beginnings, My Everyday Life in Rural Cyprus. They're getting fidgety now because they want something to eat because they've got nothing better to do when it rains. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.